Welcome to Same Love, a sacred space where love transcends boundaries, definitions, and labels. Here, we honor the divine spark within each of us, the source from which love radiates, resonates, and returns. It's the same love that takes on infinite forms, yet flows from one spirit, a mirror of self love, rooted in the knowing that we are made in love's own image. This love is boundless, unboxed, identity free, and deeply divinely personal. Hi,
Hi.
welcome to Same Love LA. I am Nina Simone, and please share your names.
I'm Tremayne.
And I'm Olivia.
Nice to meet you both. You look exceptionally beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, as do you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would love to hear about your love story and how you met.
She always laughs, but fate would be the center of our love story. We met through a mutual friend in 2017. I showed up with my girlfriend at the time to this mutual friend's birthday. Olivia was there. She was helping to host. The three of us, my girlfriend at the time, me and Olivia, we all hit it off. I didn't know at the time Olivia was flirting with me. I didn't think that she was interested in women, so I wasn't, and I was also with my girlfriend at the time, so I wasn't even trying to pay it or wasn't paying attention to that. Even though I did find Olivia attractive in both her personality and in her looks, she exchanged numbers with my girlfriend, and we would try and hang out, but it never happened. And so a year later in 2018, we saw each other at the same friend's birthday and just hello in passing, and that was it. And never saw or spoke to her again in between that time. And then come 2019, I had broken up with my girlfriend and I saw Olivia again, and we started dating from that moment forward. And we've been together ever since then.
I love that so much. So, after you began dating, do either of you recall a pivotal moment when you knew this needs to be my life partner?
Yes, for me, it happened. Tremaine was looking for an apartment after she had broken up with her then person. Um, she was looking for a place to live, and so she had to find a place. And so we couldn't really find what she was exactly looking for. So she moved into my house, and when she moved in, it was such this different piece. You know how you have people in your space and you're like, oh, I cannot wait till they leave. And they're just a guest or they're just staying the weekend. It was not like that with Tremaine. I was like, no, you don't have to find a place. And so she gave herself a day. She was like, by October, I'll be out. And I was like, okay, I love that for you. In my mind, I was like, that's never happening.
What month was it?
I moved in March.
Okay.
In March.
Oh, that's a juicy time period. Yes,
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, so I knew then that she was not moving out. And a month later, my job sent me back to Atlanta to work. And I got off the plane, and my mom, I was like, hey, we need to go to a jewelry store. I think I found the one.
Hallelujah.
I mean, for me, I don't know if there was one specific moment. I just think she hit the nail on the head. There was a piece for me as well. Like everything just fell into place when Olivia and I started dating. It was just very easy, and we just clicked, and I had a good feeling about it. 'Cause, they always tell you to trust your gut. Um, because my gut was telling me in my previous relationship that that wasn't the one, but I didn't listen to my gut. I listened to my gut with this one. So I think it was just overall feeling of this feels right. This feels right. Yeah.
Would you say that you are both spiritual or religious or
Spiritual, yes.
Very spiritual.
We both come from Christian backgrounds, so it's still a very important piece for us. My relationship with God has not changed. My relationship with religion has changed over the years. Just growing up and unlearning a lot of the things that I was taught in church. But my love for God, my relationship with God has not changed. So for me, it's a spiritual thing based in Christianity, um, but without all religious
dogma.
right and laws around it. So that's it for me. And one's for you for that.
Same for me. My relationship with spirit, universe, your particular, word has only actually grown in my relationship because I've been able to see God, the creator, in a very different way, but through my relationship because Tremayne is so gentle. She's so patient. She is literally the definition of love. Like that is just who she is naturally. If we ever hang out and she's just very nurturing and very loving. So for me, it's just my relationship with God has even gone stronger and deeper because I see God through her.
Yes. Thanks, Lola. You're welcome, Daddy.
I love that. Do you have any children or do you desire to have children?
No,
No,
we do
we
not.
don't have any children. We don't have a desire to have children. This is something we talked about beforehand. I think it's an important piece to talk about before you get into a relationship because that can be a big deal breaker for people. To be honest, Olivia had thought about it in the past, but she came to the conclusion that that really wasn't for her. For me, I absolutely love children, but I don't want the responsibility of having my own. I enjoy the freedom that comes with just having to worry about the two of us.
Yes.
And
I mean, technically, we do have 3 kids.
I mean, our parents, but they can still take care of them. They can still go to the bathroom on their own. And the money piece financially.
Yeah.
Kids are expensive, especially nowadays, and I would rather spend my money on curating a certain lifestyle for my wife and I.
I did, and also one of our very first dates was at an IVF.
I wouldn't call it a date, but she had already had an IVF appointment set up prior to us even dating or anything like that. And so we were dating at the time, and out of support, I did go with her.
She did, and she was asking questions, and she was involved in the appointment as if
it was for y'all.
Yeah. But I mean, like, we came to the realization like later on, but during that day, I felt like I was like, oh, shucks. Like, who going to IVF and come like, yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of things, but it was a very reassuring process, a very scary thing that going into was very scary, but coming out of it, I felt very differently because Tremayne was like very involved
Yes.
in this process with me.
When you guys got together initially and during the maturation of your relationship, did you face any challenges with friends or with family in introducing one another into the fold?
Oh, Jesus.
Luckily for me, no. And well, by that time, they had already known my previous girlfriend, so they knew that I dated women, and they were fine with that, even though I thought it was going to be an issue. So it took me a while for me to tell my family and friends, because I grew up in the church. I thought that they would not be accepting of that, but it was the opposite. It was the opposite. So my mom and my aunt in particular, they met Olivia. They clicked right away. And when they first met, they didn't know we were dating. And so it was funny. My aunt said, I left LA because they live in DC, thinking, I wish Tremayne could find a good woman like Olivia, and not knowing that we were dating. So, and we found that out later, but that was funny. So for me, there weren't any challenges with the people that I was truly cared about, which was my mom, and my family is very small. So it's my mom and my aunt and my cousin, my aunt's daughter. My dad is around now, but he wasn't so much beforehand. So, our relationship is growing and changing. So I was concerned with his opinion, but not really. And so my grandmother is 80 plus, so that means she comes from a certain generation. She's also very heavily into the church, so that's another piece of it. So her opinion I was most concerned about. When I told my mom and my aunt, they were very happy for me, all for it. And that was another reassurance. If my mom liked her, then I was good to go. My grandmother was the first person, or the last person that I told. And when I told her, she was shocked and expressed some concerns. For me, it was a relief to be honest. Once I told her, I got in the car and I started crying, and I had no idea that was going to come. But it was just a sense of relief. And the next day, she wanted to have a conversation with Olivia and I, and she did, and she just really wanted to make sure that Olivia was going to take care of her granddaughter. It wasn't this super conversation of her trying to preach the gay away or anything like that. She just wanted to make sure that I was with the person that was going to take care of me.
She did threaten me though.
She did. But I feel like, that's what you want. You want your family to be like, hey, if you don't take care of my people, I'm going to have some people take care of you. So
I like that.
right. Right.
You gonna do good.
So that was the only bump in the road for me, for my family. All my friends were cool. They had no issues with it. So that was my story.
I didn't have any. So I think, well, let me say this. My moms both knew, but then my dad, he knew, but it was kind of like we practiced this don't ask, don't tell policy.
Yes.
For a very long time. So he knew, but he just like, till she says it to me, it's just not a real thing we need to discuss. With Tremayne, I had a whole sit down dinner, had my mom make dinner, and we talked to him. He was like, I still love you the same. I was like, I didn't question your love. That was not we weren't negotiating love on the table then. Yes. So for me, I didn't have any issues. The only obstacles I think we ever really ran into is when we planned the wedding. We got people responding, I can't come because of my religious background. Okay, thanks. Great. That's less money we got to spend. Moving on. Tremayne had one person, and then I had a longtime friend who I was very shocked at. It was her response because from one moment, her and I were stalking this married man for her that God told her she was supposed to be with. But then now she's telling me, are you sure you want to do this? Like, are you sure God is telling you this? And I thought to myself, did God tell you to stalk that man? But I digress. And we're back.
We listen and we don't judge.
Exactly. Right. So that was pretty our only kind of ruffles in the relationship. I mean, now we get the random "why are you married to a woman" situation, and then we kind of laugh that off like, "Oh, you're questioning your own sexual identity. The why even asking us because we do not care. We do not care. Live your life in your truth, and we will do the same."
Yes, yes.
The people that matter the most to us have no issues. They love our love.
And our families, our blended family together now is amazing. We vacation together. We do holidays together. We have our families. They love this, and it's a very easy transition. We have no drama in our family. I mean, just regular cousin feud, but for the most part, the families blend very well. Our moms are all best friends.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. I would like to ask you this. What does same love mean to you? Given that you have this cohesive love, this cohesive blending of the families, how would you define same love?
That's a good one.
Yes, now that you just asked that, two things came to mind. So, like on the first superficial level, of course, we're same sex. Yeah. All right. And then the second one is like our love is the same as anybody else. Like there is no difference, which is interesting because speaking of our wedding, there have been two people that I know of from Olivia's side of the family that are older that came to our wedding or they came to an anniversary and they're like, this experience was not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, I don't know what they thought it was going to be, but like seeing you two, it's just opened my eyes and just changed my opinion in my mind on same-sex relationships because it's no different than anything else. It's literally the same type of love as a man and a woman, a man and a whatever gender out there is. It's all the same. It's just love. It's just love.
It's just love. That was great. That was enough for me. It's just the same. There is no difference. You just love from a pure place. That's it. That's all.
Yes.
Just love from your heart. Give it everything you got, and that's it. And at the end of the day, when you lay down forever, if you are pleased with what you've done, that's it. If you love your neighbor, love your partner, love your friends the way you wanted to be loved, that's it. Like, it's the same. It's just this. There's no gaps in service. It's the same.
Mhm.
And I can't even adequately articulate how much I love your answers, because that's the whole purpose of us desiring to capture this experience so that the world can see. Because oftentimes, same love relationships are greeted with this strange ideas or
Yeah,
strange
correct.
expectations that there's
Exactly.
some
Correct.
type of circus or funny rituals or silly
Right.
things.
Exactly.
And it's like, no, we go to sleep, we wake up, we take a shower, we eat breakfast, we go to our respective works,
Exactly.
we come home, we fellowship, we eat dinner, we talk about our day,
We fight about who is going to pick dinner for the night.
we fight about who's going to pick dinner for the night, we negotiate about video games if we have kids. If we don't have kids,
Exactly.
we plan vacations,
Mhm.
we pay bills, we do the budget,
Yep.
and
Exactly.
it's business as usual.
Yes, it is.
And that's what the world needs to see, so that it can be known that this is the same love.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And another thing that I pray will come from this experience being shared is that people can understand, people that don't understand can see more normalcy, so that they can approach it with a more appropriate compassion and a more appropriate relevancy, and not try to put it in its own separate special category like it's some type of not ostracized thing, but something that's unusual or
Mhm.
peculiar,
Right.
because it's not.
So like it's so abnormal.
Yeah, it's very normal. It's very much a partnership, the same as there would be if there were a man and a woman. Yeah, men have muscles, some, but there are women who are the more predominant. There are men who
Exactly.
are more nurturing, and it's the same way in any relationship. And I love your answer, and I love people getting to see that.
Mhm.
When being in your relationship, what's something that you overcome internally that you have worked through independently or together, or something that needed growth and adjustment during your relationship?
Um, for me, and it's something that I'm still working on, I'm very independent. So coming to my relationship with always a we first mindset, um, that was something that I really, really had to learn and adjust to in the beginning. And that's not to say I was like leaving her to, high and dry on things, but um, really making sure that I am making sure that my team, me and Olivia, are straight before, instead of just worrying about myself, which is what I was used to in my previous relationship and just growing up. I just grew up very independent. My mom was independent, so I learned that from her, kind of got it honest. And so, yeah, just making sure that, yes, I'm an individual and I should keep my individuality, but we are a team and I need to make sure that my teammate is straight as well. Um, that was one thing. And then a second thing is our views on sex are very different. We both come from two different upbringings when it comes to that. Um, my views on sex were filtered through church, so that brought with a lot of baggage, um, and that's something that we still work through. Uh, and I guess the biggest thing that we fight about, if you want to call it a fight, but that's our biggest point of conflict. And therapy has helped. We're big advocates of therapy. I was in therapy in my previous relationship. I did individual therapy, and we've done therapy together, for both our relationship and for the issue of just sex, to work through that as well. So that's something that's really helped us to get tools to learn how to communicate when there is a conflict without hurting someone's feelings or without being disrespectful, or just keeping in mind that we are working towards the goal of, even if we don't always agree on something, we can come to some kind of compromise or be on the same page or in understanding of the other person.
Yes.
So So yeah, I think those were the two biggest things that stick out for me in terms of conflict and internal struggles.
For me, when there was something hard that we needed to really address, Tremaine was always like, let's address it. Let's not skip past the hard things. Let's just discuss it. For Olivia, I want to shut down first, but that didn't get us anywhere. So in therapy and just talking to Tremaine and hearing her out of just wanting to work through it, because that was the only way we were going to get to the other side of it. So for me, it was recognizing that I got to quit shutting down. I got to quit being a baby about it and address the issue or whatever it was. Or if it was something in this moment I can't discuss, I can't talk about it right now because I don't have my words. I'm too emotional. All the things. Use the safe word. Hey, I need a moment, and come back. And so those are like some things that we started to like notice in ourselves, or and it came up in therapy that we needed to address. So we started doing those. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, is when we were going through the things, to not shut down, to stand in the fire with your partner and really deal with it. And I say fire, but the issues with, and I'm gonna just tell it to you. I'm gonna be very transparent to you. I don't put the caps on anything. I don't, like a water bottle, a
You don't
ketchup
tighten
bottle.
I call that a topless spirit.
Yes.
I shouldn't tighten it. You put it on there, but it won't be secure.
So I would pick up something and spill it, and she would just be like, "What day are you gonna learn this lesson? Like, on what day?" And so I had to really address it, like, I don't. And then I found out it was hereditary. My dad doesn't do it either. But I know, making light of the situation, but those are the things that we had to really like sit down and address, and me not run from the situation, because in society we have built up this persona that instead of dealing with the hard things, I'm creating a boundary. No, I need to build up character. I need to build up personality. I need to know how to deal with real conflict resolution. So I had to stand and learn words, because words mean things, and use them.
Did you overcome your topless spirit?
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm still work.
But see, and that's when knowing your partner comes in. Like it wasn't a big deal. It was just something that I noticed, and I did bring it to her attention. Um, and because it's just a habit of hers, like she'll still occasionally do it. So what do I do now? If I know that she's had this bottle, I will just go before I pick it up. I just make sure before I put it back, I just make sure it's on there tight, and I don't say nothing. Like at this point, there's no reason to make a mountain out of a molehill. I understand it's not that big of a deal. Like you pick your battles to fight. That's not one that I choose to fight anymore.
Amen. I learned recently that most of the communication in relationships is dialoguing about problems, but adults don't often change that much. So really it's about deciding who you can work with
Yeah.
and learning how to do just that. Meet people right where they're at.
Correct.
Yes.
And
Yes.
be
Agreed.
okay with it
Agreed.
and have grace for it,
Right.
so that it doesn't drive you bonkers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. I love that.
Yes. Tremaine has a lot of grace for me in my things.
And this may or may not be applicable, because what you just stated is indicative of the fact that you guys are in unison and you have a lot of understanding for each other. But if there ever are times when you feel like you're being challenged in the relationship, what approach or what things do you do to stay grounded individually so that you can show up quality for one another?
Pausing before I speak
Mm-hmm.
is a big one. Because at the end of the day, I love my wife and I don't want to hurt her in any kind of way, and I do want her to just understand where I'm coming from. So pausing before I speak will help me to gather my words in a way that I feel like will communicate effectively, and watching my tone, of course, as well. I'm not a yeller, so it's not like I'm going to raise my voice, but being careful of if I have sarcasm, or not talking down, or anything like that. So yeah, pausing before I speak is definitely a big tool and something that I do as an individual to make sure that when we are having a challenging conversation, um, that it can be a conversation and not an argument.
Yes.
Something I kind of do is I have to always remember that Tremayne and I didn't grow up exactly the same way. So her experience won't always be exactly like mine. So I have to be very mindful of saying, that's weird,
Yes.
because I've
Mhm.
said that before. And like after the first 16 times of saying it, like realizing that that could be hurtful to a person who's never
Yes.
experienced that before. So I had to really kind of remove the elitist perspective, because that's what it is, of telling Tremayne, because she did not have this experience that I had at 10 years old, that she's not weird. It just wasn't her experience.
Yes.
That's it. That's all. So just recognizing we didn't grow up or didn't have the same experiences. So hold space for that. Hold
Yes.
space for her to allow to say to me, like, that wasn't my experience. This is what I know. So how do we incorporate these two ideas together to make it, seamless for the both of us?
Yes. I love that very much. All right, I got a little bit of a tough, it's not a tough question,
Okay.
but it's
We
just,
like the toughies.
I wrote it down so that I could say it right.
Okay.
Universal law says thought turns into things. Do you think your attention to the same sex is something you were born with or something you created through your thoughts and feelings?
I feel at this at this stage in my life, you're born that way.
Okay.
I grew up thinking it was a choice, but that has changed, and I don't know exactly if there was a moment that switched over for me. But I think just in my transition of realizing I like women, I'm going to date women, like that is what it is, and reconciling my relationship with God and trying to figure out all the things that I learned in church and unlearning all those things. Like, because I had these feelings when I was younger, but I suppressed them because of the environment I was in that was telling me that it was wrong. Um, it wasn't God like. So I ignored them. But when I look back on it, to me, God was telling me this, years ago. Um, so in my opinion, you are born this way, and it's not a choice. Like, I suppressed it for as long as I could, and it still showed up. I couldn't pray the gay away. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
I definitely feel that you're born this way. When Tremayne and I first met, I had decided I'm giving up my gay card. I am going to date men again. And everybody around me was like, "Why are you doing this?" Like, anybody who knows me would be like, "Okay, friend, we support you,
Right.
but this does not feel natural to watch you do this, to see this." And so when everybody met me, they was like, "Oh God, thank God." Thank God, because this is what's natural. This is now the world is making sense again. Because you dating men just felt like two left shoes on two right people's feet. Like it just none of it worked out. So I definitely believe that it's just you're born this way. If and Tremaine recently has this god brother from church who wants to keep giving her this doctrine that this is not natural. What part? Because uh all things have same-sex situations in them. Nature has same-sex situations. So tell us which part is not. Tell us the non-natural part so we can discuss it. He hasn't responded yet.
You still love him?
I do. I do still love him. I, have put a certain distance between us at this point. Um, but yeah, I have to give him grace as well,
Yes.
because again, he was being taught and still believes the same things I was hearing when I was growing up.
Yes.
So, and he's still very heavily involved in church. So that makes sense for him to think
Yes.
that way. It's unfortunate, And do I feel and know that he is wrong, so to speak? Yes. But he's, of course, entitled to his opinion, and his opinion is not stopping my life. So, and I know what I have here, and I know that this is God ordained. So,
Go with God,
do
sir.
you, brother?
Go with God.
I love it. And how I feel about people that are doing that are saying, this is not natural, this is not of God, but are still coming around instead of removing themselves. I think oftentimes they don't even fully believe what they're saying, as otherwise they would just depart from you completely.
Exactly. Just go.
Just go. If what I'm doing is grieving your spirit in
So
this
bad.
way,
Yeah.
why are you continuing the fellowship with me?
Because he keeps writing here, like, I still love you, and this is just on my heart. But why?
Why is this on your heart?
But why?
Yeah.
We don't live in the same state. We don't even exist in the same universe.
We don't call you to
Why?
tell you our problems
We
or anything.
don't. We've never sent you a Christmas card ever. Why
Yeah.
do you
So,
care?
I feel like sometimes people sit and think of things that they need to talk to someone about. All right, I have a question for you. If you had the opportunity to share with anyone pointers or your beautiful thoughts or opinion on what one should do to live and exist in a beautiful love like yours, what would it be?
To live and exist as you are. Because I was, it's not like I was looking for Olivia. I was never the girl that was thinking of her wedding day. So like marriage, I thought it would happen because that's what should happen. But it wasn't like a goal of mine. So it wasn't something that I was seeking out. But once I started to really live truthfully and authentically, the love of my life came into my life.
Mhm.
So I just feel like once you live and exist
Mhm.
as you are, then the good and all the things that are supposed to come to you, will attract to you. And prayerfully, you're able to have at least one or two good people who genuinely love you for you. I know that a lot of people, for us, like a majority of our family loves us down, and I know that's not a lot of people's story. So for those who don't have that story, of course, if they could find some kind of tribe, even if it's outside of their blood family, because it is important to have that outside support. Like, yes, I can be as confident and authentically me as possible, but it's another thing, and it gives you another boost of confidence when you have a friend or a family member that loves you and is encouraging you to be who you are, and to love whoever it is, and to do what it is that makes you happy. So just live and exist as you are.
Amen. And what is your feeling?
I would agree with Tremaine wholeheartedly. I do feel that people need to find their community. Even again, if you have to create your own family, create that for yourself.
Mhm.
But I do believe this: what you put out is what you're going to get. If you
Yes.
put out love, put out good energy, put out positive thoughts about, like, even if your circumstance is the most negative, put out, keep continuously putting out good energy and positive vibes at all times, you'll get that back.
Yes.
You'll get it back in some form, some way. Tremayne and I are huge givers. We give all the time. We don't get it back in the exact same form that we gave, that it went out, but we get it back out in, just like yesterday, I sent her a picture. I saw two rainbows. Like, I felt like that was especially for me. So it's not all, you I feel like the universe responds to people. It responds to all of us. It really, really does. So what you put out there, you're going to get back.
Yes.
So for those that don't have exactly what we have, create your own.
Yes.
Create your own family. Create your own identity. And it doesn't. And if this person doesn't agree with it, move on to the next. Because somebody, you will find, like, on TikTok, I find all these, like, I fall down rabbit holes all the time of these subcultures of people. They found their communities, like all these little cat people. I'm like, they found their other cat people, and I love that for them. That exists. That world exists for us as well. However you identify, however your love shows up for you, however you need to receive love, find your community
Yes.
and it'll respond to you.
I love that.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.